to boost SNOT, the Leafs playoff pulse in real time. This ain't the same soft squad from years past. These Leafs are hard-hitting, shot-blocking, sandpaper strong, and built for the grind. Defensive term-setting swagger locking it down. This team fights back. And the crease, a stellar duo of flashing leather. Strong forecheck, no free ice. Watch what happens when the big guns get loose. The playoffs are here, and the question isn't if they're tough enough. It's how deep this grit can take them. Let the snot drip.
You know, we need a little bit more snot to our game, and I think they both bring a little bit of that. So we felt it was a good day yesterday. And I think there's a, you know, when you get into, as much as the game's changed, some things have never changed. At the most important times, the rink shrinks. There's no space. We need courage, and we wanted to, you know, we wanted to add players like that. We've got really high level, and I think we've got a ton of them in this room. You need character in your team, and sometimes you need some characters. You know, it's not about fighting and all the rest of it. But I just felt, you know, both on the ice and in our room and around our team, we need a little bit more noise.
The past is the past. This is a different group. Every year there's new people. Every year you've got experiences from, you know, the year past. So that's what we're focused on right now. We're focused on this group of players, the things that we've done here this year, and all that now gets parked. You know, you say at the beginning of the season, everybody starts from zero. Same thing now. Everything that's happened in the 82 games is to prepare you for what's coming next. But none of it is relevant. And none of it gives you any kind of leg up starting Sunday. So what's happened before is what's happened before, and now we're ready to write a new chapter.
Yeah, what's going on, yo? Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go. Live remix. It's game 5. We are getting ready for puck drop. How y'all feeling out there? Still believe? I'm not shaking at all. The Sens got their backs up against the wall even with that victory. Make no mistake. The Leafs are going to need a strong game to prove what they can do, but I think they're going to bring it tonight. We're just about ready to get the action going. Hit the chat with a Go Leafs Go. Let's cheer on these Maple Leafs. How we feeling, everybody? We ready for this? I'm excited. I'm excited to see the blue and white come in strong and take this game.
Grizzly Fred. And almost gave the puck away, but the Leafs bailed him out there as the puck goes to the side of the goal. And the whole rush got bogged down, but it looked like Nylander was going to be breaking it all alone.
What is this about? Wow.
On the airport, McMahon trying to force it on the line, and now it's cleared behind center ice. And the center will snap it down into the corner. Brandon Carlos works into the corner and swings it around the wall to the near. McMahon doesn't get to it in time. Servant played it to the other side. Now the Leafs getting ahead on Pacioretty. Then across the line. Both teams with exactly the same lineup as in Game 4. Pacioretty runs back to the net, dishes it off in the net. Rickson attempted to stand upon by the Leafs in front of the net as Bobby McMahon had a roll off his stick. Pass ahead for Matthews, chipped it over the line. Martin was set up there with a hit. It comes back into the slot. Pass off his stick, doesn't reach the front of the. Comes back to McCabe. It goes to Canada, back to McCabe. And that was blocked. And it'll be cleared out in center. Pinto getting to the line and sending it into the Toronto zone. No score early in this one. McCabe, a pass off a skate and down into the Ottawa zone it goes. Nyes couldn't come up with it. Now Walton up against the far boards. Nyes is heading to the bench. And a broken stick for this kicked along the wall, but not out. Kept in by Benoit. Centering pass was just in behind. Callie Yarncrook, who was sliding through the slot area. Puck in the far boards. Lorenz digs it out. Back to the point. Wrist shot coming, but off the skate. It goes well wide. Round back to the net for Jake Sanderson. Leafs with the only shot on goal, even with that scramble down in the Toronto end. Stretching things out as both teams are changing. Left wing feed for Benoit. Up through the middle, attempted to pass for Tavares, went astray, bounces it back into the Toronto zone. Good hit on Benoit there by Stutzla. One-handed ahead of center ice as it took. Looked like he was trying to tackle one of the league players. Down to the corner goes, and here's Giroux coming out from behind that. Paddled down, played there by goaltender Stolar. Back past the Jensen to the right point. Pass it intercepted. Here, Tavares, break away. Tavares is into the goal. And a pad save made by Omar. Leafs with it again coming out front. And it comes back on the near boards for Nylander. His wrist opening seconds of that game. Earlier in the series, game 4 in Dallas, in Colorado. And then they get out early and control Dallas Stars. So I think from a weight standpoint, you're pretty happy with what you've seen in the first few minutes.
Deflects off Brandon Carlo at the blue line and goes into the Ottawa bench. They'll face it off even Senator territory. Thunderstorm went ripping through here around 6 o'clock or so. They had to evacuate Maple Leaf Square, but they are back out there and in full voice. As it is the building inside. Front of the left of Walmart. For Toronto. Domi won the face-off. McMahon couldn't drag it to the net. And it's cleared off the boards now by Gregg. If it's not out, he'll get another opportunity. This time gets it airborne further. And this is a split out, Brandon. What was that on? Almost right in the gate of Mexico.
Somebody's planning an rush. Well, yeah. I think maybe not knowing exactly how well the player was.
Everybody moving a little prematurely. Looking for the puck. Rolling around it all. Laying in the corner and launched high into the neutral zone again. Knocked off a stick, but it comes into the slot area for Audio. He would get a wrister to the net. Pinto on the back of the goal. Back to the blue line. Just kept in. Long shot blocked by Matthews. And he'll circle back in his own zone and send a long lead pass. Looking for nice.
And this is when they had that big
it around to the near corner. Nylander goes back after it, plays it up on the wing, and Tavares trying to work out, gets to center. Pass back to him on the right side. In over the line, Nylander. And it was just knocked off his stick as it looked like he was going to burst. Now a shot is directed on goal and was redirected, and a good save by Omar. And Pontus Holmberg is in the middle of a bit of a scrum going on. Tavares as well. Much default.
Holmberg just went to the net looking for the rebound. I think it was Tyler Clement was the one that got taken down.
I think it was kind of all deflected it, to be honest with you.
Face-off will save inside the Ottawa zone.
How many three breakaways that weren't real good opportunities, but that was almost something for Nylander here.
Drawn right in the Ottawa zone. No score, 11:15 to play first period. Played into the Toronto end, and Carlos sends it off the boards into the far corner. Around it'll come Riley. Riley on the near wall gets it out, and off Nylander and off to negate icing. Senators go back in their own zone. Shabbat got it up on the wing, and a right pass comes to David Perron. Perron in from a sharp angle. Stolarz is down to cover up on that. And bring another face-off to the Toronto zone with 10:48 to go in the first frame. In game number 4. No, 5.
Game 5. Not 4, 5. What? What? Yo, we're having all kinds of technical difficulties here. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Yo, 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 yo. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Sending it into the Toronto zone. Pushed along the wall of the line. McMahon trying to settle the bouncing puck down. Just gets it to center ice. Leafs have had 5 shots on goal. Senators 4.
Yo.
Both teams have had a decent scoring chance to scramble in behind it. Stolarz and a couple of good scoring chances for the Maple Leafs at the other end.
Check, check.
Down to the Leafs zone. Run on the far boards, it'll find David Perron. He's taken to the boards. Puck comes free.
Check, check.
Into the Toronto zone with 9:16 to go in a scoreless first period. The Senators control. At the point, Sanderson sends it around the boards and it comes to Zoom at the right point. He lost it. The Leafs are able to get it out, but unable to catch up to it there was Lorentz as the Senators send it back down in the Toronto end. Another icing. And again, the fourth line does its job. They'll get a face-off, offensive zone face-off, and get a change of players here. And they put this thing together, and you can just, as soon as it happens, you say, you know what? This is going to work out just fine.
I mean, it wasn't until late. Camp was injured and they had to reshuffle.
Right, all right. Scrum,
there by Shabbat. Back around behind the net. Chipped into the corner by Overacted Larson. That draws the crowd. Three Leafs are there. As it comes to the blue line. Long shot block. And Matthews comes away with it. Looking for Nice.
Great.
And knocked away. He has it back to the goal now. How many is that? 4?
Yep.
Back to the point. Kept it in for Matthews. Matthews can't shoot it. And Nice trying to get to his man, and so is Billy Nylander. Nylander got the puck free momentarily. Now drags it into the corner. Jensen is there at the Leafs, getting another change of players going. Tavares line over the words to Maple Leafs. Tannen reverses the puck for McKay. He reverses the puck for Linus Holmberg. And Holmberg gets it out on Nylander's stick. And the Senators having it in their own blue line. Zoo gives it to his defense partner. Gets it returned. Up on the right side. Carroll sending it in. And down to the corner. Cut off by the Leafs. That's drawn the crowd into the corner. And the crowd here is responding again. They have been outstanding. Played along the boards for McKay. Back behind the man now for Riley. Riley looks up, ice the lead, pass to Tavares. Breaking over the line is Nice, and the shot by Tavares was blocked. It goes into the corner. Holmberg trying to come up with it, knocked it back into the net. Tavares still on it like a dog alone. Gets it back to the point now. Here's a deflection with the deflection. Oh, the brilliant save that was from Linus Holmberg. The Senators can't get it out. Holmberg had a shot to the line to him, and it's dragged out at center by Sanderson, who plays it into the Toronto end. Huge save from Linus Holmberg. Air pass to cost the Leafs of the icing now. As it comes back into the Toronto zone.
Significantly extra. Here is 6:41 to go. As every stop is place, seems to have been ice, but a good opportunity from the point into the net. A shot from the redirection. 99 getting almost straight away before that.
I gave Holmberg credit for the save, but I think it went off a leap on the redirection by Yarnbrook. Played off the boards to the line. Domi couldn't keep it in. It's a delay. Now, race through. Trying to get it in. First to the door.
Wait by the glass. Wait for the chance to get out there. Here they are. More Calvin's in it.
No score. It's game 5. Toronto's up the series 3-1. Trying to bring it too close tonight in Toronto. This is Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go. Live. Remix. Yo, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the game. As we watch and listen together. If you're trying to align and watch with me, you're probably going to get a delay, so get in line and prepare accordingly. A whole handful of technical difficulties are being experienced with today's system. That's not going to stop the program. Hit up the chat with Go Leafs Go right now.
side of the goal.
Comes out of the corner with it. Trying to get it out and has. Nice. A Lone Ranger rush. Flex it down into the zone. It goes in.
Pinto, played by Sanderson around boards for the Sens. His right to keep it in and go to the net. Sanderson launching it high, center ice area. Riley. Dropping for Nyes. Nyes hit from behind. Penalty coming here.
Yeah. Come on, Greg.
Boy, a cross-check right into the numbers of Matthew Nyes. I believe it was Ridley Gregg
Green.
that administered the blow. And fortunately, Joe, the ice crew is coming back out. So you got the first line out, draws the penalty, and they'll get a little rest for the first power play of the night.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio and the Maple Leaf.
It's like every single penalty call has to be challenged by Travis Green. Really, Travis? Come on. You dude is known to pull some dirty play. So,
let's just be honest about it. He cross-checked it with the back, and he went into the boards.
penalty. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you are tuned into Post now. Go, Leafs, go. Live remix.
It seems the system will only work through an intense distortion effect. Messing with my sound. Let's get back to the game. 5 minutes remaining, first period. See if he can capitalize on this power play.
confidence. Up on the left wing now for Morgan Riley. Riley dropping it back for Lawton. Lawton holds, drops it off now for Lorenz. A Lorenz shot from an angle, swallowed up by Olmark. Play whistled. The man has ice water in his veins. There's no question.
He's talking about Stolars
No,
or
I'm
Nylander.
talking about Nylander.
Well, always say you got to have confidence in the guy you're out with.
Yeah. Well, what would have happened if somebody decided to do that when you were playing goal?
It did happen.
Yeah?
Once.
Without the appropriate...
Never happened again. I showed him.
I showed him. That's right.
Go,
Puck to the
Leafs,
side
go.
of the goal is smothered after
Boy,
Matthews got combed to the boards.
But you know what? I think it's a trip. Zoom's stick gets into the skates of Matthews.
Yes.
Part of Zoom, it's like in one of the video games where you get a shield around you. You can elbow guys in the face. Somebody touches your stick, it's a penalty.
Senators on the power play now. As Sanderson goes back into his own zone. Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. As the Sens get in with a shot, that was kicked away by Stolars. To the left point now, here's Stutzla working
Get
into the
on
corner.
that puck.
Stutzla around back of the net, gets it back to the blue line for Batherson. Batherson being hounded there by Marner. Marner got the puck free and sends it out and down the ice.
Well, that was earlier in the shift. I think Matthews takes off for a shorthanded rush to give Marner a target.
Drop pass now brought out by Stutzla. Stutzla to the zone. Into the left wing side for Kachuk. It comes back to the point. Looking near side to Sanderson, but gets it back to Stutzla. He had it knocked away, and the Leafs are breaking 3 on 2. Centerman now is Carlo. Left wing side, Lawton shooting. And a good save made there by Olmark, but a good play by Lawton to make sure the shot was to the short side, making sure that he was going to get the rebound.
Kills the
and not
penalty.
have it tear him around the boards and have 3 guys trapped. Just a heads-up play. Minute 50 to go and the penalty is over. Sends through center. Shabbat in on the left wing with a shot that was blocked. Carried into the corner, and Riley dropples Shabbat into the corner, and he's going to get a penalty.
Yeah, that's a penalty.
Shabbat is still down. It certainly didn't look any kind of a serious...
we're going to have to take a look at the replay on this. But
Well, maybe he needs concussion
It
protocol.
looked like it was just a push.
Yeah. Shabbat is down on all fours.
That'll teach you to get the first power play in a game, right?
Yes, yep.
Oh, now Travis Green is holding up 5 fingers. He wants 5.
Shabbat is back up on his skates. The officials are coming to the penalty box, or are they yet? No, not yet. The discussion and
I do love how, things go on during the course of a series. Travis Green wants 5, but nobody has said a word about Artem Zub's shot to the head on John Tavares. I don't even know if this is much of a cross-check, Joe. It's a push, but
it
don't.
was. And Travis Green is upset. Now here's the announcement from the officials.
Toronto, minor penalty 44, cross-check.
So it's a minor penalty.
I wouldn't say it was worse than Craig's on Matthew Nyes, right? Earlier in the period.
And it wasn't as bad as the elbow from Zub on Tavares. The penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home ice advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid. Proudly built here in Ontario. Visit your Ontario Honda dealers today.
Now, you watch it in slow motion and you're going, boy, that was a pretty dangerous hit. But
Face off in the circle to the right.
Slow motion looked more like a dive.
Shield up. I got my back to you. You can't hit me. And Riley said, "Oh yeah."
Draw one by Toronto. Chris Tanev sends it out on a bounce and down into Ottawa territory with 1:27 left in the period. The intermission will dissect this power play if the Leafs can kill it off. Sanderson dropping, and Batherson hits the Leaf blue line. Poked off his stick. Swatted at but not cleared. Played off on the far side for Tkachuk. He gets it back to the point. Sanderson looking for a man. Gets wide. Now to Tkachuk. A one-timer! On the goal line! Tanev saves a goal!
Ooh, Tanev, the man.
Played out at center, and Scotty Lawton has it. Lawton in over the line. Trying to make a play. Bowled over. No penalty there. Stutzla sends it back into the Toronto end. Tanev pulled the puck off the goal line. And it is cleared now by Brandon Carlo. 34 seconds left.
Yeah, they're on the refs now. I don't think it was a penalty when Lorenz tried to get in. I think he just tried to spin away and got body checked to the ice.
Cousins brings it in on the right side. Well, I got 19,000 people that disagree with it. We got a whistle in the
Well, that's why they're not up here.
No.
Or down there.
Or down there, yes.
That's why we're not down there.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you and I can't
Kind
afford
of.
to be down there. That's why we're
Well,
up here.
I meant on the ice.
Oh, we could afford to be there.
Yeah.
If they let us. I could sit on the end of the bench with some pillows on.
But Chris Tanev, great job on Drake Batherson. It's Brady Tkachuk just shot towards traffic to the far post. It hit Tkachuk.
Almost came off the end boards past Olmark. Sorry. Now it does come to Olmark. Back of the goal. Great job here by Nyes to kill off the remaining time in the period. 12-5. The Leafs outshoot the Senators. They have the better chances. And a couple of hard-stopping moments for the Leaf netminder, but they pull a couple of them off the goal line.
Yeah.
And it's a 0-0 tie after one.
It's been that kind of series, hasn't it, where always the team that necessarily has the best flow or the best opportunities doesn't necessarily find themselves into the lead. And Ottawa very easily could have come out of that with a 2-0 lead, despite only having 5 shots on goal. The Leafs have 12 on Hallmark. But Leaf power play looked good, Joe. I think that's the good thing going forward. They get the first power play of the game, and you know what's usually coming. It's a couple of power plays for the other team coming back. So
the other thing, though, is the Leafs had, 4 almost breakaways.
Yeah.
Almost breakaways, and it didn't quite work out. Well, we will step aside. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert to take you through our intermission. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio.
Well. Trying to figure out these technical difficulties.
So here we are. First intermission.
How do you feel about the game so far? How do you feel? So far, so good. I mean, we could have a goal. I don't enjoy a game when everyone's bickering about penalty calls. I'm seeing a lot of bickering from the coach, Travis Green, and a lot of bickering from the announcer tonight. Well, just an observation. Though I do agree, the referees could call a better game. You were tuned into Blue Snot. Go, Leafs, go. Live remix. It's intermission. Go take a walk, rehydrate, get a snack, and then come right back. Go, Leafs, go.
force involved in everything. Like if there's a main guy in the Battle of Florida, Matthew Nyes is living up to or living in those shoes tonight.
Yeah, he had an interesting moment where the puck. So he shoots the puck after the whistle at the goaltender, which is
after slashing
frowned
the
upon.
stick out of someone's hands.
Yes,
and
he
taking a
does
minor
that.
penalty.
The stick does break, and he shoots the puck maybe a half a second late after the whistle's blown.
Give him a half second.
On Allmark on the power play, and then Shane Pinto comes over flying at him, and Nyes sits him down with two hands to the chest, close to the face. And
I was
a little worried.
Really worried when I saw it because we've seen cross checks go up, and it looked like it was a cross check.
He reeled it into the chest.
But he played it really well, and he didn't actually cross check. It was just kind of like two gloves, like a double punch to the chest of Pinto.
And he sat him down.
And Pinto went down hard, and Nyes got the only penalty out of all of it, but like he kind of alphaed him a little bit. Like he got the moment where it's like, no, I'm not. You want to come at me? Like we're gonna have a different conversation. And Matthew Nyes has been great in this series. He is so clearly a major part of the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that's a dumb guy take. Like clearly, yes, he's important to the future of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were doing the draft of untouchables,
he's up there.
He's easily top 3, is he not?
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's like 230 pounds, 6'3", and he made Shane Pinto feel all of it in that moment. I think
we could be 3 or 4 years away from him, like absolutely dominating playoff series with physicality alone. Like he's a unicorn in terms of power. I know Brady Tkachuk's a power forward, but for the Maple Leafs don't have power forwards, haven't had power forwards like this. And I think he's only coming into his own. This has been a coming out party for him.
So that one, just a 2-minute penalty, but I think there'll be a lot of debate online about Morgan Riley's cross-check / hit from behind on Shabbat.
Thomas Shabbat, yeah.
And, when we first watched it, it's hard, we're watching it live. You don't get the replay, but there is a replay that's circulating, and check your Twitter. And the one angle looks really bad. It looks like he crunches him from behind, so he only gets a 2-minute penalty. That's why it'll be probably pretty heavily debated online. And when you look at the one angle of it, it looks bad. It looks illegal. It looks like a 5-minute penalty. And this postseason, the refs have been kind of back and forth with how they're calling penalties. Sometimes they're calling a major just to be able to review it. Sometimes, we've seen last night where a player probably should have been suspended, then gets suspended the next day for 2 days, but ends up scoring one of the game-winning goals. So Morgan Riley and Thomas Shabbat, if you get a chance to see the clip, the angle is important, and there is one angle that makes me feel like that should have been a suspension.
So we're seeing a lot of things in the playoffs. We're seeing nasty suspendable hits. We're seeing a ton of embellishment. And I think this was something in between where Thomas Shabbat is inviting contact in a dangerous area. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And Morgan Riley does oblige, so you can't absolve him of any wrongdoing. But I think he knows that he's setting up for, hey, give me a push in the back, basically. And he goes into the boards really hard, but kind of safely at the exact same time. So I think Thomas Shabbat knows exactly what he's doing there. And I can't really complain. Credit to him. This is the game within the game. You are trying to, within the lines, create advantages and be physical and punish the opponent. And I think this is an example of Shabbat just kind of getting the better of Morgan Riley in a 50-50 battle along the boards.
Yeah, I can already see the Sportsnet intermission panel discussing it now. It'll be an interesting one.
And when I say to get the better of it, he did go crashing into the boards, but in terms of creating an advantage for his team, I think he pretty expertly created that for himself.
Another moment in the first period, scoreless, but Austin Matthews blocks a Sanderson shot with his hand. It's just instinctive at this point. When you're standing there, the puck's coming at you, you go to grab it, but that was a pretty hard shot from Sanderson. And he ends up, we caught it on the broadcast cameras, icing his hand during his time on the bench. So something to keep an eye on. He was out there and played every other shift, but that hurts. And that's an area with zero padding. It's just a layer of fabric. And he caught a pretty hard shot. Probably regrets it, but he's going to ice it up and hopefully he'll be fine.
Yeah, there's probably belief that there are things that are inhibiting him from being the lethal shooter that we're normally accustomed to, and this would be adding to those things, right? If your hand is hurting, if you're forced to ice it, that may just be another thing that could prevent Austin Matthews from being, 10 out of 10 in terms of his shooting ability, which is a major asset to the Leafs. So something to watch for sure.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll get to the out-of-town scoreboard and keep you updated on the other games in the NHL tonight. On the other side of the break, you're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on 680 News Radio Toronto and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hey everyone, Adnan Burke.
That Green's going to be calling his guys to the bench to try and get the Pinto line on against them. And that's the trap you can fall into too often when you are a slave to the line matching, is that sometimes it turns out that you don't get your best players on the ice as much as you should. There were 3 other forwards by considerable margins had more ice time than Brady Tkachuk in that first period. He got a little bit more time on the power play near the end there. But that's something I'll be watching as the period goes on. You know that Brady Tkachuk is just chomping to be out there trying to be a difference maker. and it felt like he got a little shortchanged on the ice time there in the first period. He wound up only playing 6:10. I know that translates into 18 minutes, but in a do or die game, it just feels like you should be getting more out of your top guys, giving them more of an opportunity to be your top guys, more of an opportunity to try and save their season.
A lot of Sens fans were hoping for 5 minute major on that Morgan Riley cross check. What do you think the 2 minute?
It could have been 5 minutes. I mean, it was. I know Craig Simpson said it was similar to the cross check by Greg on Nyes. I don't think so. Greg's was more of an angle, kind of pushed Nyes along the boards. This was squaring the numbers, face first into the dasher board. Dangerous play. I thought at first they were going to do what they didn't do with the X-Flag call, and that was call it a 5 minute major, take a look at it, and then make a determination. It just feels like did that not feel like the definition of a 5 minute boarding penalty?
Yeah, especially in real time where it's faced out of the
I mean, to a Sens fan, I guess.
And then review it and decide, you know what, it's just a 2.
Yeah. Anyway.
The Leafs only had 1 minute 9 seconds power play time, but they got 6 shots, and I think all of them super dangerous. Omar looks dialed.
Yes, but the penalty killing in front of them was just awful. No connection between which is leaving, and the Leafs are feasting on it. They're recognizing what the Senators are doing, and they're moving on to teach when there's not much of a presence in front of the net. They've got a guy in each post, and now there's all kinds of options. There's got one instance there where I can't remember who it was, got the puck to Omar's right and just walked right in, unchallenged, into the slot, and tried to stop it. Just it's got me frustrated for Senators fans to watch this penalty. No wonder they're killing it. What were they going into 61% on the field in this series going into game 5. Just not good.
And perhaps just bailed out because I took that penalty.
After first period. Leafs on has 25 seconds remaining on power play script, and you're listening to that TSN 400 is written back.
Gary Austin has his initial marker for the Nylander has combined for 0 play goals in games 2-7 in careers. The power of and penalty kills might be plenty in this game.
Quickly, we should note, I mean, the Leafs did pull 2 pucks off the line, off the goal line in that period, so Ottawa did come close to scoring, but a scoreless after.
The scoreless first period. Jim Ralph and Joe Bohm have called the second period. That shows us the most missed hockey on CCA News Radio.
I'm going to keep testing this sound system. Check. We have about 2 minutes remaining until we start the next intermission. The score is 0-0. The Sens will be starting the period with the remaining power play. However long that is. Remaining on said power play. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live Remix. chat with a Go Leafs Go.
Every big moment.
Every small moment.
Radio, serious.
Come on, show us some Leafs already.
Mitch Marner at the end of that penalty kill circled back towards the Leafs zone. Leafs got a line change in. Mitch Marner just turns and fires the backhand pass up to Tavares.
So he sold the pass to the defense. Yeah. He sold that. Leafs get it out. Nylander, a pass ahead for Pontus Holmberg. He had it knocked off his stick. It comes back to the Leaf blue line. Left wing side for Benoit. In it goes. Olmark stopping it back to the goal. The play is behind him. And it is played up on the boards by Jensen to center ice. Sims get it in over the line. Knocked back by the Leafs to the blue line. Nylander was able to knock it ahead. Matthews in on that right side, going to the other shot. Oh, and he snapped it just wide. The rebound comes all the way to center, and Kachuk sends it into the Leaf end. Around the boards, it's going to find Nylander on the near wing. He'll just play it into the center ice zone. Sanderson getting it back. On the right side, there's get it in with a pass into the slide. Kachuk took a handle on his own as he fell backwards. Now he's got it back with the net ball. Kachuk set it in front. They play by Morgan Riley to tie it. Giroux. He's covered with Matthews. Across the line on the left wing for Knies. Couldn't get it back to Matthews. It's cleared back into the Toronto end. And Chandler's back there for the Maple Leafs. Reverses the puck for Jake McCabe. McCabe reverses the puck for Scotty Lawton. Lawton circles the goal to gather some momentum. Carries to center. Right at, worked through the neutral zone, but had it knocked off his stick. Played back into the center ice area. Lawton unable to get through it. And it's cleared to the blue line. And now McCabe gets trapped. 2-on-1 down low. Great play by Tanos. Oh, baby. What a play that was. He deflects that centering pass. Leads to the near side. A shot. That stopped the rebound. And unable to get it in front was Yarncrook. What a great play, Hal. What a play.
Boy, he's made a couple of steady defensive saves tonight.
Here's Domian. His wrist shot went off a leg. Centering pass comes right into the slot. No one there for the Leafs. Senators get it out into neutral ice. Senators have had 24 shots total in the last 5 periods of play, including 3 in the first period here tonight. Bouncing puck side of the goal. Comes back towards the blue line. Carlo steps wide. Played it in around back of the net, out of the reach of Bobby McMahon. McMahon takes his man to the boards, but it's back to the net for Tyler Clevin. Clevin gives the puck away to Nylander. Quick get a shot. This comes back to the blue line and cleared out in center ice. Brandon Carlo is back in his own zone. wide, and the carrying rebound comes all the way back the other way. Ridley Gregg gets it down into the Leaf net. Gregg working the boards back to the point. Shot coming off his stick, up into the screen, and out of play.
Well, out of all the opportunities, Joe, I know we had another almost breakaway.
Almost.
From the Marner pass. Austin Matthews. You need him to finish in that moment. You got a 2-on-1 break. Matthews, left-handed shot. Coming down the right wing. You just feel that's automatic, right?
Face-off coming in the circle to the right of Stowart. No score in the hockey game. 16-19 last second period. Draw one by the Senators. Shabbat works to the middle of the ice with a shot. Scores! Thomas Shabbat, a wrist shot from right at the blue line. Opens the scoring for Ottawa. And it is 1-0.
The face-offs have been so important in this series. Matthews loses the draw. Kachuk goes right to the front of the net.
Ottawa gets on the board first. On what is that, the 5th shot of the game?
Stolars can't find it through the base. And Matthews might have been the biggest screener of all of them, Joe.
Yeah, he was right there.
Yeah, he was.
And McCabe was in there as well, so Stolars could not find it. And the Senators, who have been outplayed, find themselves with the lead. Second period. Tip to the line, but not into the zone. And Ottawa have it now with Sanderson. Up on the right side. Play to the line and into the zone it goes, and the linesman called it offside. So it'll come back into the center ice area. Shabbat with the tally. And his first of the postseason. And defenseman Terry Galone a lot in this offense on both teams.
A couple of overtime winners. Sanderson in game 4. Simon Benoit for the Leafs in game 3.
Sens win the draw. Near side for Tyler Clement. Clement unable to get it into the zone. Kachuk will launch it in around back of the net. Stolars couldn't trap it. And Stutzla gets it back to the point. Shot blocked. Lead pass for Nylander. He again almost was in behind. Played off the stick and into the Toronto zone. Benoit laying it around the boards, but it'll be cut off by a Senator as it's played back to the net for Stutzla into the near corner. Stutzla gives the puck away. Pontus Holmberg out at center ice with a pass on the wing for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who shoots it in. Omar gives the puck away! Oh, it came in front of the net, but no one was there. And then Riley can't keep it in at the blue line as it comes out offside, and a face-off coming outside the zone. Almost a giveaway there by Omar.
These big boys, Joe, are going to start to take this game over. You know?
Seems to be like the theme of the series. Still waiting.
Matthews scored his only goal in the series early in the third period, tied the game, and Ottawa game 3.
Played down into the Ottawa zone. A lead pass goes off the stick into the zone. Out of the net comes Stowart to play it back in the net. Chipped up on the wing and out in center ice, just out of the reach of Pacioretty. Cleared back in now by Ottawa on a close play on an offside there. But it goes to Morgan Riley, who will get it up on the wing, but not out. Far side, gobbled up there by Cousins. Played into the corner, and Domi out-muscles this man there. Now looks to play it ahead and does. Bobby McMahon through center ice. Pacioretty couldn't take his pass, but McMahon carries down in around back of the net. Slashed it into the corner, creates enough of a disturbance to keep the puck in with Domi. Off the boards and back of the net. Here is Nyquist coming out. He ran into the pass. Looking for McMahon, went right by him. Handed it on side for McCabe. McCabe can't get it in deep. Now the Leafs do. Off the stick of Nyquist into the near corner. He slammed it up. A man, and there's a penalty here.
It was a high stick. Jared Croft in the high step.
He's headed for the bench, so I'm assuming it's the Ottawa player.
Boy, that would have gone either way. Looks like Shabbat is going to get a great opportunity for the Leafs here on the power play. I don't know if my both their sticks came up. At first I was certain it was Shabbat. But then the Armstrong seemed to get his up as well.
Picked him up after he got his face washed with the lumber. So, second power play opportunity for the Leafs. Their first was dissected with a penalty.
But I'll take it.
The gate of the power play with about half of it to go. Now the draw into the circle to the right. One cleanly by Tavares. Marner with a wrist shot that deflects wide into the corner. Matthews has it back to the point to Marner. Quickly in front of the net. Tavares! Brilliant save made by the right pad of Omar. Leafs continue to press. Here's Nylander down low. Nice. Back to Willie. To the blue line to Marner. Marner looks in front of the net. Still with it. Marner works back to the goal with it. Still has it in the far corner. Back to Nylander. Nylander in the slot to Marner. Marner looking for Matthews to Nylander. Overskated the puck. Still has it though. Matthews helps out. Marner trying to keep it in and is pushed to center ice by Ottawa. Nylander across the line. Tavares is bowled over and it is shot out and down the ice by Ottawa.
Boy, they're going to call that a high stick. Marner has knocked it down. 1:11 to go here in the penalty to Shabbat. So.
Face off back in the Toronto end, and the second unit coming over the boards for Toronto.
Maybe getting back and trying to be a little too cute, Joe. I mean, you see the goal 5 on 5.
Initially, it was pressed again, right? And then they got moving around on the outside. Yep. Draw to the left in the Toronto end. Domi. Back to Eddie McMahon. Riley and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Domi back in the net, leaving it for OEL. He starts out to the blue line, looks back, still has it. Now finds Riley on the left wing. Morgan will get it in over the line and go into the corner after, but he was ridden off the puck. Backhanded high and out and down the ice by Ottawa. 45 seconds left in the power play. OEL brings it out, drops it back for Max Domi. Domi through center, with speed to the line on the left wing side for McMahon. McMahon swinging it around the boards is going to find Morgan Riley. Riley D to D to the left wing side, kept in and comes in front of the net. Pass to Riley, a centering feed. Oh, he had McMahon on the doorstep. But a great stick there from Jake Sanderson. Intercepts, and it is sent down the ice. He doesn't get a stick on that. That's a tap in. But it's 1-0 Ottawa. Shot back down into the Leaf end. 6 seconds left in this power play. Couple of decent chances, but no result. Left wing side for the Leafs and a wrist shot by Lorenz went off the skate. Comes back to the point for Tanev. Dish back for Scotty Lawton. Lawton to the left wing side. McCabe and traffic a shot just missed. And Omar's going to cover up at the side of the net to stop play.
Yeah.
This fourth line is due to score a goal.
Now they were on the ice for the very first goal of this series when Oliver Ekman-Larsson jumped into the rush. But you're right, they've had some opportunities and it looked dangerous in the defensive zone.
Well. Hope you're enjoying the game. The Leafs are gonna have to try something different. Maybe run some screens, try some shots from afar, see if they can get a lucky bounce or tip. If they're giving Olmark the chance to see the shot, he seems to be seeing it just fine tonight. So you might have to find another way. Don't let that goal get you set back. Keep playing your strong defensive game. You'll get your opportunities, but capitalize on them is the importance. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go, Leafs, go. Live remix.
Your local Subaru dealer for great lease and finance options. You're listening to Turbo.
Who has looked sharper tonight than I think we have seen in previous 4 games.
Yeah, not a lot clean cut, right? Well, I think he's been solid. Obviously, nothing bad, nothing to leak through. But there hasn't really been a one-on-one situation where he's
Now 5 close breakaways.
yes.
Back in the net, Sanderson loses the puck. Centering effort by Nylander went right through the blue paint. And the Sens will get it off out of the right wing and carry it into the lead end, except it was knocked out of the air nicely there by Brandon Carlo. Brought in by Ridley Gray. Gray with a shot, blockered away there by Stolars, who looked a little uncomfortable getting there. Back of the net for Gray again. Centering effort doesn't work. Carlo takes him to the boards. The puck is still free along the near wall. They battle for it. Gray comes up with it. Round back of the net. Can't come out in front, gets it back to the point of Sanderson. Sanderson shot off his stick harmlessly wide. Far corner now for Pinto. Pinto trying to center, but it goes off the stick. And is going to carry all the way down into Ottawa territory.
Well, that was great for the Leafs. Willie Nylander was broken his stick.
Right on the backhand into the Toronto end. OEL goes around the net. Comes out with a pass that went off the stick. Grabbed off there by Marner. Went out over the line. Delayed offside as the Leafs have to go back to recover the puck, and Marner has it back to the net. Marner starting up with a long lead pass for Knies that went astray. It was just in behind him. And a nice ball Shabbat from Kachuk at 3:46 is all we have on the scoreboard. Ottawa 1, the Leafs no score.
Yes, I mean, the defensive play is not light, but let's face it, if Ottawa can find a way to get through this game, you know how the conversation of this series is going to flip squarely back onto the Leaf team that is trouble closing out series.
Draw one by Ottawa. Here's Shabbat at the point. Dished off on the wing and a wrist shot in traffic doesn't get through. Cousins to the rebound though. Has it up on the right side. Sent in along the boards then for Perra. Round back of the net. Centering pass back to Shabbat. Shabbat holds back into the slot with a backhand that didn't reach the net as it was blocked by Matthews. Matthews ties his man up. Puck is along the board, still in the Leaf end. Cleared by Matthews through the two defense down into Ottawa territory.
Boy, Perron just right in front of the official had a fistful of Mitch Marner's jersey. Referee saw it, but decided to ignore it.
Did he ask Mitch to sign it?
I mean, it was bizarre.
Played off the boards up on the wing. It comes to an open wing. Domi trying to get there but can't.
Hey, guys,
Sanderson
get your
keeps
shit
it in
together
around
now.
back of the net. Cousins
You're looking
trying
to
get
sleep
it out
like
in
last
front.
game.
And it's intercepted but not out. At the blue line, Marner still out there. Can't get it off the boards. Senators back to the point. D to Sanderson. Sanderson holds. Works it back towards the blue line. Back to his defense partner. Zug with a shot. Bad save made there by Stolars. Marner makes a little between the legs pass to Domi, who flips it out. Pontus Holmberg was flattened on an interference call, but nothing called by the official. Long lead pass. Yarn Crook got it down into Ottawa territory. Senators back there. Play it up ahead. Here's Tim Stützle in over the line in the slot. Got a shot away that went wide. Kachuk wraparound try. Smothered by Stolars. Held for a face-off.
Wow.
To the Senators' credit, once they get the opening goal, I mean, they've really settled in, and the Leafs have not been able to generate even much offensive zone time, let alone scoring opportunities.
Just 2 shots so far as the Leafs trail 1-0. You're listening to...
That's kind of one of their strengths, though. You know what I'm saying? When the Sens score first, they're good with the lead, as they proved over and over again throughout the season. And I believe they scored first last game. So, the Leafs are starting to look a little sleepy out there. They're going to have to really amp it up if they want to make this a game and fight for the series win. Can it be done? Or will the Sens continue to bring the pressure? We still got the rest of the second period to go through. Head to chat with the Go Leafs Go. This is Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live Remix. The best.
Nothing. Shot deflects wide of the Leaf goal. Played around the boards to the far side. Pumped around back of the net again for Stützle. Stützle carried into the corner. Ran out of real estate as it comes back to the point, though. Clevin, D to D to the far side. Montepallo's shot went wide of the net. It's back of the Toronto goal. And McCabe got it freed up but couldn't get it ahead to find Lorenz. Now you get a second opportunity, and Lorenz gets an outlet pass for Tanev. Tanev to the red line, dumping it in and heading to the bench. Into the corner goes Yarncrook. Lorenz trying to help out. Lorenz has it up against the wall in the corner. Still there. Pride free now by
Come on,
Yarncrook.
guys. Who's going to bring
Back
it?
to the point it goes.
Who's going to
Quick
show
shot
that
in
killer
traffic is an
instinct?
easy catch for Olmark as the traffic kind of subsided rather quickly there, just as the
So
wrist
far,
shot was
Tanev
coming
has been one of the
from
only
Brandon
standout
Carlo.
players.
Face off in the Ottawa zone. 7:56 to play in the period, and the Ottawa Senators
We need some
leading
standout
1-0.
offense.
Ottawa's really played the points tight on the Leafs. You saw there, you get an opportunity to get into the net, but you got somebody charging out, so you didn't have, Tanev didn't have the luxury of waiting for guys to go to the front of the net. He had to get it away quickly.
Draw one and a scramble in front of the goal. Marner couldn't free it up, and the Senators get it out into neutral ice. They'll backhand to the Leaf blue line, quickly played back for Matthews. Matthews with a pass up on the left wing for Riley, on the wing for Nyes, tried to get it in front of the net. Marner was there. Marner with a bit of a bump there, but the puck comes free to Gregg, and he'll get to the red line and shoot it in. Brandon Carlo being pressured by Shane Pinto. Got it up on the wing and off of Marner's stick. It comes to center ice. Shabbat. Out away from the Marner forecheck. Off of Matthews' stick, it goes into the Toronto end. Quickly played back for Matthews. Dished on. Pontus Holmberg works in on the right side. One hands it into the corner, but can't get any further. Senators play it back up on the wing and get it out with speed across the line. Trying to work in now is Batherson. Batherson rolled it into the goal crease area. Knocked away, and the Leafs get it out at center.
Boy, again, that Canucks, Willie Nylander may have a breakaway.
I know. He had what? 16 breakaways in the regular season.
Yeah, and if Ottawa scores there, then we're talking about Willie not playing defense.
Categories.
Again.
Here's Tavares to the line and in on the right side. Stops up at the half board. Stick handles into the corner. Centering pass got away from Nylander, who was upended. And the Senators have launched it high. Did that hit the clock? No, it didn't. High enough, though. Played up on the wing then by McCabe. McCabe is able to settle it down to Tanev. Tanev, a quick pass on the left wing for Pacioretty. Pacioretty was taken to the boards, allowing Clevin to come to the loose puck, and the Senator defenseman gets it out into neutral ice. Stutzla trying to go wide. Oh, McCabe at the bomb doors open there, and the bench may have saved Stutzla from being killed. It was right in front of the Ottawa bench. Here's Domi back into the offensive zone. To the point. Wrist shot from Riley. Deflects wide. McMahon. One hands to Pacioretty. Pacioretty back to the point to Riley. Riley the defenseman Carlo. Back to Riley. Riley to the left wing side for Domi. Wrist shot was off the mark wide. Blockered there by Woolmark. Then McMahon thunders his man Clevin to the ice. But the Senators have the loose puck and they're carrying it out into neutral ice. They lead 1-0. 5:14 to go, second period. And the puck goes into the screen out of play. And another face-off coming in the neutral zone. So, the goal from Shabbat, standing the test of time in the second period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio.
The Sens have definitely turned it up now. After their goal, they get a little momentum. It gets to their legs. And it's like they took it right from the Leafs' legs. And the Leafs are looking like the Leafs of Game 4 again. This is the slight issue when you're playing the defensive game. You really have to capitalize on your opportunities, and they're not. They're not even getting many scoring chances. What are the generated scoring chances? Not enough. The big guns need to step up. It's been a theme every year where the big guns are scoring goals and they have no supporting cast. And this year the supporting cast is really coming through for them. Where are the big guns? It's time. I know Johnny's been scoring his goals. It's time for Matthews and Nylander and Marner to start putting in some work and getting some results. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go. Live remix. We're about to get back to the action.
Is in the building. That highlight feature they put together is absolute mayhem. I don't know as Wendell touches the puck more than for about 2 or 3 seconds.
I think there's only one goal on it.
Yes. Bouncing puck is going to go to Omar. He covers up.
There was one in the playoffs in '93 against Kelly Rudy. They showed coming out the right when he signed. I think a wrap-up round on Rick Wamsley.
Yeah.
But the biggest reaction, of course, and it was his final year playing, and it was against the Senators in the playoffs when he knocked 2 Ottawa players down
And
in
the
one
goalie.
hit. Yeah, including the goalie. In by the Ottawa net. Joe, the first line has got to take this game over.
Yes,
Draw one by Matthews. Oliver Ekman
Most
Larson to
certainly.
Riley. A pass in, and Matthews redirects that, but it goes high and up into the screen out of play.
I mean, you give Ottawa all the credit in the world. They've held the Leafs to just 3 shots on goal, but we're going to keep hearing those stats about the core 4 in elimination games. What is it, 1-11?
Yep.
Actually,
1-12.
1-12. The 13 times they've had an opportunity to put a series away and have done it just once.
Zub trying to lift it off a body, gets to center. Riley is there to try to backhand it in, but it was knocked out of the air. And Matthews has to hustle back and now reverses the puck for Riley. Riley gave it to his defense partner, and
Come on, guys.
Larson finds Marner. Marner with Riley in over the line. Riley into the slot with a wrist shot. Marner coming right in the goal. Big save made by Omar. Kept alive on the near boards by Riley. Played around back. Oh, goaltender Omar just interfered with Marner right in front of the official. No call. How did you miss
Surprise!
that? Down into the corner it goes. Nyes with a good hit. That's got the crowd revved up to the point. Tanev on the wing for Marner. Marner's shot rang off an ankle. Marner gets it again. He gives it to Tavares back to the point. Tanev looks D to D and gives it to McCabe. Into the corner now for Willie. Nylander working it around back of the net. Stops. Still has it, trying to find Tavares, but can't. And it's cleared high to center ice. Oh my. That was blatant. Blatant. Tavares. A wrist shot wide of the goal into the near corner. Pontus Holmberg couldn't come up with it. It's back to the Toronto blue line. Benoit steps up at the red line and chips it in. Holmberg into the corner, trying to get there first, but can't. Sends get it up on the wing, and Giroux looks to play off and gets it up on the right side for Tkachuk. Tkachuk with a pass to the side of the goal. Pontus Holmberg knocked that away. Tkachuk playing it back of the net. Cleared by Stutzla to the point. Shabbat with a wrist shot coming, blocked. The rebound into the skates. Tkachuk couldn't get it in front. Benoit volleyballs it into the corner. As it comes to the side of the goal, it'll be covered up there by goaltender Stolars. He gets a free pass. Stolars gets a freebie from here on in. He gets to knock somebody on their keister if he feels like it.
I don't believe that's going to happen.
No, you don't.
I mean, it might have been a little bit enhanced by Marner, and we certainly are pretty familiar with Anthony Stolar's highlights from games 1 and 2, going after Ridley Gregg with slashes and spears. Yeah, I mean,
It is what it is. Don't dwell on it anymore. It didn't happen. You got to go forward and find a way to put the puck in the net, because that's how you win. Not by complaining to referees about calls. You win by putting the puck in the net.
In front of the goal, it goes to the stick of Gaudette. His shot was right on, stopped by Stolars. Leafs don't get it out. Shabbat on the far point, dished it off to Gaudette. Gaudette, nice little toe drag move, rebound in front of the goal, knocked away back in the net. Oh my, Zetterlund had a great chance there.
Is that Riley
Leafs don't get the
or
puck out initially,
Stolars?
but now they do.
well, that's just off the side of the goal.
Now Pacioretty trying to center, and it bounced over Lawton's stick. Unable to get to it was Lorenz. Cleared out at center ice and bounced down towards Stolars. He's going to play it ahead. Here's Lorenz and over the line. Lorenz going right in on goal. Upended and knocked down in the
What?
goal crease. Played high to center ice. Another
Nice try.
breakaway opportunity, and a shot goes wide of the Leaf goal.
I think he falls over the goaltender, Joe.
Does he? He was taking his time, looked like he had the empty side of the net. And we get a hand pass here, and it's going to come back in the center ice area. The Leafs coming close, but still trail 1-0 with 1:48 to go here in the second period.
Well, it was a great up by Anthony Stolars. But I think when Lorenz tries to cut back, he goes over the goaltender's left pad.
Well, the Ottawa defenseman made a great play to take away what would have been a 2-0, right?
Yes. It also shows you've got some confidence in your goaltender.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson in his own zone. Got it up ahead for Nyes. Nyes is in across the line. Trying to split it to the defense, and it rolled off his stick. And is scooped up by Olmark to stop play with a face-off coming in the Ottawa zone. 17-11, the Leafs out shooting the Ottawa Senators. Minute 34 to go in the period, and the Sens with a second period goal from Thomas Chabot have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, the shot is just a wrist shot from the blue line through a screen. That's the difference. That was the difference in overtime in Game 4.
Zub playing it high out and down the ice, and another icing. We'll bring another face-off. Tavares, Nylander, and Marner out here now. Check that. Matthews, Nylander, and Marner out here now.
Let's see if this hunch pays off by Craig Berube.
Nylander lost the draw. Played around the boards, but McCabe's going to get there to punch it back behind the net to Marner. Centering pass. Matthews couldn't get a shot. Marner gets it to the side of the goal, but the goalkeeper is down, and Olmark has it underneath his glove to stop play. Leafs buzzing, but not getting anything. Really a clear-cut chance other than...
Neither team's really given up. Leafs have been close to almost.
Let's get a little go Leafs go going in the chat.
Opportunity was probably as clean cut as we've seen from either
Sanderson gets it up on the wing, blocked there by the defense. Marner plays it back of the net, and the Senators have it now on the backhand off the glass, but knocked down there by Nylander. Nylander centers into the slot. Marner trying to get a puck to settle down. Back of the net for Willie. Nylander coming out with it. Into the slot. Marner can't get to it. It's deflected, and out at center ice it comes. Pass back for Matthews. Matthews was knocked off stride and has to go back to his own blue line to come away with it. Quickly up ahead it comes. Brought back in by McCabe. McCabe sending it around the boards. You'll find Nylander on the near half wall. A shot. That deflected just wide. McCabe in the corner. Back of the goal. Centered in front for Nylander, and it's deflected up into the crowd on the far side. Out of play. 29.1 seconds left.
Ottawa's been very good, haven't they? Getting the sticks in lane. And the Leafs have tried to look for men open in front. 29.1 seconds left here in the second. And this has been the best stretch by the Leafs here in the second period.
Face off to the right of Olmark. 1-0 on the board. Draw a scrum, but it comes back to the point. Riley banks it around back of the net. Tavares coming out of the corner, trying to center, had it hit a stick. He gets it freed up, though, for Nyes. Nyes back to the blue line. Riley walks, a pass in that was deflected wide. Tanev sends it to the net, and Tavares may have got a piece of that, but Olmark got a pad in the way after the deflection. Send it in on a delayed offside. 3 seconds left in the period, and that will do it. If the Leafs are going to advance in 5 games, they're going to have to do something of positivity in the third. They trail 1-0 on a goal by Thomas Chabot from Kachuk here in the second period.
It's funny how just that one goal is sifts through a maze, and you feel like you're chasing the game, right? When you look at it from a defensive standpoint, the Leafs have been pretty good. Only 12 shots
from a defensive standpoint.
Over 2 periods of
From
play.
an offensive standpoint.
And yet you feel now you're the team that's
boring.
going to be desperate in the third period. Stick with your defensive play, but like we've said since the start of the game,
I don't think I've ever had the urge to fall asleep during a playoffs game.
It's been great that the fourth line has been good. It's been great that you've had defensemen scoring this series for you. The big guys, this has to be their moment and be a springboard for later success here in the spring.
1-0 Ottawa after 40 minutes.
Here we are, second intermission. Ottawa up 1-0. Game 5. They're trying to get a 3-2 series. Take it back to Ottawa. And of course, the Leafs don't want that. Leafs fans don't want that. But if the Leafs really don't want that, they're going to turn it on in the third period, which I've seen them do many times in the past. play a sleepy game and then just explode in the third. Is that going to be tonight? We need to see goals from the big guns. Someone on the top line like Matthews or Marner. And or. It's always good to get Johnny and Nizes on the board. The supporting cast have been doing a decent job. The defensemen have scored a few goals in this series. We need the big guys to step up. Well, second intermission. Go get some hydration. A little stretch. A little snack. Return and come back for the third period. Blue Snot, Go Leafs Go Live remix. dun, 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 dun. How we feeling? About 2 minutes left before puck drops for the third period. Gut check time. Will at least be able to find it, get themselves into the game. They're going to need a strong third period from here, if they have any hope. Not to say they haven't been outplaying the Senators already, but the high quality danger chances just haven't been there. It's time for the guns to start firing. Go, Leafs, go. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go, Leafs, go. Live. Remix. We are getting ready for the third period to begin. The score is 1-0 Ottawa on Shabbat's first of the playoffs, assisted by Kachuk Stutzel. Let's see if the Leafs can find their legs and find their game and start putting the puck in the back of the net.
Then you let the chips fall where they may.
Go Leafs, go. Blue Snot Live Remix.
Toronto bench. And out of play and a face-off will come in the neutral zone as a result.
It should be noted early here in the third period, Joe, that Minnesota Mark has had a shutout with Ottawa against the Leafs this season.
I did not know that.
That was back on November the 12th. 3-0 win.
A shutout.
3-0 win to the Senators. Allmark was first star, although Anthony Stolarz had 41 shots on the night. 3-0 Ottawa win.
Fed down into the Ottawa zone, into the far corner it goes. Craig trying to play it around back of the net. Lawton gets a hit in on the boards, and the comes to center ice. And Shane Pinto will get it in over the line, but the Leafs have it there. Riley up on the wing for Lorenz. Lorenz had it knocked off his stick. Back comes Perron. Perron with a shot going wide, but caught by goaltender Anthony Stolarz, and a face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
Ottawa's been pretty good at protecting leads into the third period this year. 36 times they took a lead into the third, 33 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss. Leafs, on the other hand, 9 wins, 20 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 31 times they trailed after 2 periods. The Leafs have had some success coming back in the third.
Austin Matthews, who leads the Leafs with 3 shots on goal, won the face-off. One handed out at center ice, but Nyes couldn't come up with it. Zub plays it ahead for Stutzla, who's going to bring the boards with it to the near side for Giroux. Giroux's pass intercepted, then Nyes. A lead pass intended for Marner, knocked it down. The puck comes in front. Oh, a save! Made by Stolars. Better circle that one. Marner looked like he was going to get a breakaway pass, but Nyes got his hand in the way, thinking it was coming to him. Back into the offensive zone. Leafs keep it in with a shot by Nyes. It is scooped up off the ice by Omar. Best save of the game for Anthony Stolars right there.
Yeah, after Nyes had knocked it down, Ottawa controls it, keeps it in, and the pass goes from Stolars right to the left, and Stutzla out to Kachuk, right in the middle of the slot between the hash marks. And Stolars has to kick out the left pad to keep the Leafs in this.
Tavares line, and John's waved out. Domi playing on the right wing here as the puck comes back to the blue line. Benoit keeps it into the far side. Tavares one-handing it along the boards, trying to kick it with a skate. It comes to the blue line and pushed out at center ice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson blocked that, and he has it now up on the left wing for Domi. Domi launches it in, and Tavares is into the forecheck. Got his man up against the boards, but Pinto stole it and lost it. Domi couldn't get it in front. Cleared to the line. Kept the line there by Brandon Carlo as it comes to center. Leafs have to wait for teammates to get onside. And they're changing now as Riley starts out of his own zone. Morgan Riley had to go off an Ottawa player, and it's gone high into the screen out of play. So a face-off is going to come in the center ice area.
And as you'd expect, Craig Mouvet decides he's got to make some changes, so Domi goes back up to play with Tavares and Nylander, which drops Connor Schomburg down to play with McMahon and Max Pacioretty. This should be a big, heavy line, isn't it, the third line?
McMahon taking the face-off at the red line and the draw one, and the Leafs shoot it in. Rounding the boards to the far side for Tyler Clement. He was engaged as the puck was back of the net. Good hit there to knock his man down by Pacioretty. Pacioretty hoping for a loose puck to come away with it. Still works on the near boards. McCabe waiting patiently is able to keep it alive, but the Sens get it out and down the ice. And an icing call will come here against Ottawa. Leafs continue to press, get decent opportunity at least in time of possession in the offensive zone, but not getting the clear-cut scoring chance.
Ottawa trying to take away the middle of the ice. Pick it up. Talked about this during the playoffs. Scoring chances, time, space, hard to come by in the playoffs. And you got to find a way to do it.
Senators win this face-off, and they send it high out and down the ice again, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson back in time to deny icing. Lead pass at center. Nyes couldn't get to it. Senators with a left wing feed. Nicely knocked down there by Kachuk. Played down into the corner in the Toronto zone. Kachuk on the far side. Matthews trying to pry it free. Stutzla is in there as well. The puck does come free, and it is Marner chipping it off the official's leg, but it is corralled now by Ottawa. Zoo to the left wing side for Kachuk. Long shot off the shoulder. Bouncing rebound into the slot area. Here's Giroux playing it around back of the net for Kachuk, who centers, but right onto the stick of Marner, who gets it freed up, and Nyes gets it to center ice. But no further. Sens have it again back in their own zone. And the crowd starting to ramp things up here as well. On the right wing side, shot by Zetterlund down into the Toronto zone. Off the boards, it is controlled by Lorenz, who had a glorious chance in that second period. Up on the left wing for McCabe. Back it goes to Scotty Lawton with a shot off a leg. Back to McCabe, a shot. That was knocked away in front of the net by Nick Cousins. Puck comes back on the boards. Here's McCabe centering to the right wing side for Canada. Off a glove, there's a rebound. Knocked to the side of the goal. It goes around back of the net. Send it high to center ice. Settles down, but onto the stick of the Maple Leaf. Tanev to his defense partner as the Leafs and the Sens are changing. McCabe waits patiently. Off the boards it comes to Domi. Trying to get it ahead for Tavares. That didn't work. Nylander will pressure Shabbat. Got a hit in there, but the puck comes free. Stolen back by the Leafs. Domi overskated it, but it looked like he might get a decent scoring chance to shoot. It's cleared back into the Toronto zone. Benoit takes his man Amani over the bench with the boards, and a shot rolls in on a backhand, a weak backhand that Stolarz has no problems with. Just that little wee bit. You talk about time and space. Max Domi. Just a little more time and a little more space, he gets a great scoring chance.
Well, a lot of that is, right, you gotta plow through it. You gotta create it on your own. And a lot of times, you know, you saw, you know, the Leafs in the power play in game 1. Throw it to the net. Get bodies there.
Go, Leafs, go.
You don't have to go through the last 2 Ottawa goals to find a better
Leafs,
get
go.
over the net.
Face off in the circle to the left of Stolarz.
Go, Leafs, go.
1-0 Ottawa. The goal coming in the second period. Leafs get it up on the wing and McMahon will launch it on a high loading over the line for Pacioretty. Couldn't get it in top, but clears it onto the fairway. Oliver Ekman Larson in. And that goes off the stick and up into the screen on our play. And the face-off will come in the circle to the left of the Ottawa goalkeeper.
I mean, really, when you look at this entire series, Joe, there have been more ugly goals than nice ones. I mean, we're talking going in off defensemen's skates in front of the net. Both teams have been able to do that. Point shots that have gone through screens. Simon Benoit's overtime winner.
Tavares lost this face-off. Sanderson plays it off the stick at center. Senators get it in across the line with Ridley Gregg trying to go wide on Carlo. Carlo took him down. Now Tavares back of the net. Riley unable to get to it as the Sens get it in front of the net off the skate. Good play by Morgan Riley to block it, and then Carlo can't get it out. The shot from a sharp angle goes high and wide of the goal. To the point, Arden Zub. Back in along the boards for Gregg. A shot in traffic wide. Sanderson keeps it in on the far boards. Around the wall,
get that
to the near side.
puck.
Max Domi trying to get there. Couldn't chop it out. Has it up against the wall. Near boards, trying to pry it free from a scrum. It goes free to Sanderson on the left wing. Sanderson walks the line. On his backhand now. Plays it around back of the net. Brandon Carlo. Able to out-muscle Kachuk for the puck and got it free, and Domi is able to bank it out at center. Sens trying to get it changed. Off the stick and out of the play. Face-off coming in the neutral zone, but we are almost 6 minutes into the third period with just a 1 goal on the board. And the Sens lead it 1-0.
The Leafs just one shot on goal here. So far in the third period, they're held to 6 in the second. Shutting it out on Senators offense down over the last 2 periods, but Ottawa's put on a pretty good clinic, and the Leafs haven't had an answer for it.
Tim Stützle has been given an additional assist on the goal, so it is Shabbat from Kachuk and Stützle. So their big guns have them on the board. Long shoot in and a huge rebound off of Omar, but taken to safety by the Sens. Now running out of real estate in the near corner, cut out there, a center pass, looking for Scotty Lawton, and it was just wide of him. McCabe a shot, blocked it into the corner nicely there by Omar. Lorenz against the boards for Lawton, and now Yarncrook plays into the far corner. Played off the boards by Montepallo to center ice. Leafs get it right back in on the left wing. Lorenz down the left wing boards, trying to barge into the corner, played it into the goal crease. Here's the shot right on, and it's knocked away into the corner as Marner was there. Marner working back towards the blue line, but it comes out into neutral ice.
Pretty good evidence of a hook there.
Yes, and then Marner is taken down by the player who was without the stick, and a penalty's going to come here to Ottawa.
Boy, this is not a smart play. You dodge one where you lose your stick into the equipment of Marner, let it go, and then go after him without a stick and throw him down. And it's going to be a holding penalty. And the Leafs had better take advantage of Willie Gregg's mistake here with 13:02 to go in the third.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680.
Wow. A power play coming up for the Maple Leafs. You know, early in the series, the power play was pretty dangerous. Let's see what they can generate on this one. They're going to need to come up big. This is a crucial moment in this game. With the score of 1-0 Ottawa. "13 minutes left to play in the third period. And the Leafs are going to get a chance on the man advantage. You are tuned into Blue Snap. Go Leafs go. Live. Remix. Yeah, let's go.
Tavares to take the face-off with Giroux. Scrummed, but the Senators control it, and Sanderson will back it off the boards out and down the ice. Marner goes back. He starts out with it. Looks behind to see where Willie is, who takes the pass from Nyes, who circles back even more. Now Nylander gathering speed through the neutral zone to find Matthews to Nyes. Nyes in over the line, dropping it back for Marner. Into the half boards for Willie on the near side. Nylander into the slot, gives it back to Tavares. Tavares looking down low, goes to Nylander. Shot stopped on the short side by Ullmark. Nylander against the boards with Nyes. Back of the net, Tavares tried to center. He had Matthews there, but it was blocked. Back to the point to Marner. Marner to Tavares. Tavares on the far half boards. That's not where you want him. Marner gets it into the corner for Matthews. A shot! And that was off the mark, and it is caromed out and down the ice.
Boy, I think, looking for Nyes.
Yeah.
Off the boards for Matthews, left wing corner. Stops in over the line and gets it back to Nylander. Nylander down the left wing boards, top of the circle with a shot that went off a leg. Nyes against the boards, trying to control, but in tight quarters. Centering pass for Marner's intercepted, though. And Gaudette starts away, and hustling into the attack is Cousins. Cousins in, scores! Austin Matthews coughs the puck up. And the second short-handed goal of the series is scored by Dylan Cousins. It's 2-0 Ottawa.
Hey, you make some mistakes, you're going to pay for them.
Line on for the first goal in the second period, and the big boys are on for the second one. Back-to-back games, short-handed goals. Moments earlier, Matthew Nyes fails to redirect it, and if the Leafs don't find a way, Joe,
it's not looking good the way they've been playing.
This series out. You do not have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what the headlines are going to be tomorrow morning.
26 seconds left in the power play. And across the line it goes for Domi. Centering pass goes to Bobby McMahon. McMahon into the corner, off a skate, gets it back again. McMahon to the left wing side for Domi. Domi across ice pass, no shot yet. Back to Riley. Riley to Domi. Domi down low, deflected there by Pacioretty, but stopped on the short side.
Patcher, and he gets it again. McMahon a shot, and that went off a stick and comes all the way to center ice. Domi is offside as he takes a pass on the left wing. 10:56 to go in the second period, and the 5 forwards. It's a wonderful thought, but
yeah, first 3 games it was great.
But here's the other thing. The giveaway was made, but Cousins came from a long way back
Yeah,
to get into the 2-on-1.
Willie Nylander was the closest coming back to Cousins.
And then you've got Marner playing defense, and that is what caused the issue. So now the Leafs have a bigger hill to climb. Off the boards to center for Lorenz, to Scott Lawton. Shot deflects wide. Goaltender Linus Ullmark throwing a shutout at the Maple Leafs. Here in the backhand was stopped by Ullmark's left pad. Puck back to the goal. Lawton back to the point again. It comes to the near side for McCabe. Wrist shot is gloved by Ullmark as Lawton came across in front, and now they get tangled up in the near corner.
They're going to have to lock it down now. I was watching Kipper and Bourne earlier today, and I think it was Bourne, he had a comment about if the Leafs only let in 1 or 2 goals, they should win. Right? If they let in 1 or 2 goals, they should win. And I was like, well, unless they don't score any goals. Are they going to score any goals tonight and get themselves in this game? Because they are not playing like they want to win. And they certainly aren't playing like they're going to get the win. It's starting to look like it's going back to Ottawa, guys. You better step it up. You got 10 minutes left. Go, Leafs, go. Put a Go, Leafs, go in the chat and let's start chanting.
Cousins from Gadet is the shorthanded goal. Face off to the left as the Ottawas are scrummed by Tavares. Controlled by the Leafs. Tavares to the point. Cousins. A shot there by Carlo went wide of the net as the puck comes back up along the boards. Carlo keeps it in momentarily, but it is launched high into neutral ice. Settled down by Ridley Gregg. He'll play that deep into the Toronto end. In the near corner, it's set around the boards, but Nylander traps it there. Willie gets it up on the left wing for Tavares. Cross the line and sent in around back to the net. Cut off there by Sanderson. Sanderson gives the puck away as it comes to the line. Just kept in by the Leafs. Long shot in front. That deflected off a body and comes to center ice. Leafs trying to get onside here to allow Benoit to the line, but he doesn't get in cleanly. Senators back at center ice, and they're going to launch it high into the Toronto zone. Stolars couldn't go out and play it. Stützle provides forechecking pressure, and the Leafs get it up on the wing, and Matthews up ahead for Nyes. Nyes sends it into the left wing corner. Goes in there, got it back of the net. Nyes pulling his way to try and center, but Marner had it knocked away before it reached him. And the Senators come back at center ice. In across the line on the wing, a shot. Stolar's the save. Tkachuk crashes into Stolar's behind him and is getting the business here from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. No penalty. Back into the offensive zone for Toronto. And it's cleared out at center, and Tkachuk coming late after that episode. Ran out of gas, I guess, but couldn't make a rush with it. Here's Domi to the line and in. Max gives it off on the right wing side for Tanev, back into the slot, and a shot. Good pad save made there by Ullmark, and he's been the difference. He has been solid. 23 shots by Toronto.
Well, he has been good,
2-0.
but the chances haven't been danger chances, but he has been good.
Spun around on the boards, able to get it back. Max gets it back to the point to Morgan Rielly. Rielly sent a shot to the front of the net, but it was blocked. And now Zetterlund will get it out and down the ice, but not enough for icing. McCabe run to the boards on the near corner. Couldn't come out with it. Gadet gets it around to the far point. Shabbat to the near side to Zoo. Zoo sending it back in along the boards. Defense trying to get some energy in the building. Puck along the wall. Chipped up on the wing, but Zub is able to keep it in. 7.5 minutes to go. Leafs need a pair. Down 2-0. Riley back of the net. Bank pass through center. Trying to find Lawton. That
Give me something to get excited about, guys.
was stripped of the puck, but it comes free to Lawton. Lawton looks up ice, gets it to Matthews, left wing side, Riley. Riley will shoot it in. Olmark out of the net to leave it for the defense. Good hit by Matthews, but the puck comes to center. Shot right back in again by Brandon Carlo. Olmark will leave it there. The Leafs are changing. 6:47 to play in the third. 2-0 Ottawa. Senators back of their own goal. Passing into neutral ice. Tkachuk got it up on the wing, and Giroux sends it down into the Toronto end. Benoit on the wing for Tavares. Brought in over the line by Yarncrook. Back to the point, a shot. And that whistled wide off Brandon Carlo's stick. Now Nylander trying to roll it in front, and the glove of Olmark is down to cover up on that. More shoving at the side of the goal.
Another horrid stat when we look at this group struggling to put away series. And the 12 games, Joe, now that this group has had to try to put away a series that pulls out a series in a game, the power play, including tonight, 0 for 30. 0 for 30. And there were some one-goal losses.
Yes, there are. Well,
And that's why you can't afford the shorthanded goal as inexcusable.
Inexcusable. It's two shorthanded goals in the series. It's not looking good. Now, I know the Leafs have the firepower to score multiple goals in a short amount of time. But they haven't been looking like they got the legs tonight. Are they going to find it? Clock is running slim. We've got about 6 minutes remaining. They're going to have to find a way to put one in the net to give themselves some confidence and show that they can beat the goalie. Otherwise, we're definitely going back for another game in the capital. You are tuned into Blue Snot. Go Leafs Go Live remix. Keep it tuned in. Put a Go Leafs Go in the chat.
And out and down the ice, and another icing will come, and another face-off will come in the Ottawa zone. The Senators have done a marvelous job protecting a 1-0 lead that Thomas Chabot provided in the second period, and the Leaf power play has exploded in their faces with a shorthanded goal from Cousins set up by Cadet.
Back-to-back games with shorthanded goals blowing up in their face.
In the offensive end. Ekman Larson sends it into the corner. Couldn't come up with it, and the Senators send it through center, but it's a high stick making contact. And there is a whistle to stop play. Face off outside the Ottawa blue line.
There just hasn't been a push by the Leafs here in the third, right? Where they've had Ottawa back on their heels. And
there hasn't been a push in the game. What are you talking about in the period? In the game, there hasn't been a push.
They've just been able to snuff out any kind of puck possession time the Leafs have had in the Ottawa zone.
Zoom sends it into the Toronto end. Puck along the boards around back of the net for Benoit. Benoit, a bank pass ahead for Kelly Yarncrook, who goes to the far side for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Pass in across the line for Tavares into the slot. Tavares shot blocked. Rebound cleared by Ottawa, but it won't be enough for icing. Leafs are changing. 5:29 remain. Jake McCabe. A pass off Matthews, garnered there by the skate to a stick and sent into the zone. Chabot overskated it. Marner centers. Comes in front for Matthews. He hit the goal post. He had an empty net and hit the post. Puck goes out at center ice. Oh my, what a chance.
Another one of these goal posts. Does he aim for them?
Mark was down, and the puck rattles off the iron. Sent in by McCabe. He's going to go in there after it. Played in along the boards, but it is Matthews who got to it, but it is shot high to center ice. Forcing Morgan Riley back. Wow.
Wow. Wow, indeed.
Closest the Leafs have come to scoring a goal. Matthews in across the line. Sends it back to the point to Riley. Riley to Marner. Marner with a wrist shot in traffic. It's wide. There's a juicy rebound. No one could get to it. And it is brought to center ice now by David
4:20
Perron.
remaining
Sent
in
into
the third
Toronto
period.
zone. Cleared on the boards and quickly up for Domi. Domi for Bobby McMahon. McMahon
Time
trying
to
to
light
get
it up,
through,
everybody.
but the
Set the
Sens
game on
defense
fire if
breaks
you have
it
any
up.
chance of winning.
4 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the third. A hit by
Looking
McMahon.
grim.
Takes Patterson to the end board. Puck at center ice. Here the Sens in over the line with a shot. That went wide and Domi has the puck in his own end.
When does Solars go?
Gotta be close.
Whenever you're ready to give up the game because you're going to let them score an empty net goal.
The near boards in along the wall for the defenseman McCabe. Back for Domi, back to the net for Bobby McMahon.
I would not pull the goalie with the way the Leafs are playing.
Sanderson gets
They're
it to
definitely
the
going to
line
give up an empty net goal.
McCabe down low and McMahon coming out of the corner had the puck go right by him, that if he handles it, another stride as he's right in front of the goal. Tanev back in the Toronto end. Long lead pass, deflects. Stolarz looking at the bench. Played in back of the net for Nyes. Nyes trying to jam it in on the short side. It's in behind, a wraparound attempt. That went wide. Nylander after the disc. Nylander trying to center, and it hits a leg. And it's cleared out and down the ice, and now a foot race. The net is empty. Back behind the goal, it's Giroux. Centering pass, score!
Told you not to pull the goalie.
The Leafs have a
Tavares
chance
tries to
deliver
stop it
the
with his
front
butt.
of the net and put it off his skate. Senators clear the other
That
way.
was about as beautiful as this entire game has been for the Leafs.
Six in Ottawa on Thursday.
Ugly.
Pushed by the Leafs, but little too late.
You can't call that a push.
I believe it's Stutzler, Joe, the last one that is able to put it in.
Well, the goal post.
Yeah, but then even right after that.
Yeah, the jam play at the side of the goal. Nice trying to jam it.
Bobby McMahon had an opportunity earlier. Puck goes under his stick.
You're going to let Oldie shut you out. The goldfish. You're going to let the goldfish shut you out.
This season. This year.
Embarrassing.
But at this exact moment, all you can say back is not yet.
Second of the series for Stutzla. Empty net goal with 2:51. I think the Leafs have called timeout. But it's going to be too little, too late. And this series is headed back to Ottawa.
And again, the inability to score goals.
Yes, and
You know, and
of all of the problems that you thought they would have, that's not one of them. And yet,
But, I mean-
it has risen again and again and again.
key moments, they have not been able to come up with the key plays to put a series away, and I would imagine Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa is going to be as loud as it has ever been.
I would think so, and rightly so. Now another long shot at an empty net has gone wide. 2.5 minutes to play. The face-off will be in the Ottawa zone to the right of goaltender Linus Ullmark, who has fired a shutout at the Maple Leafs, and Ullmark's handling 27
Hey, why don't we just go all out and give Ullmark a goal right now?
by the Senators. But the biggest goal was the shorthanded tally. That was the killer. Matthews giveaway off a pass. The Leafs were never able to get to it. 2-on-1 break, Cousins and Gaudette. And they finish with a shorthanded goal that pushed the lead to 2-0. Stützle has scored into an empty net. And that's the difference in the hockey game.
Like we said, we're going to get the ice crew out here with 2:10 to go, but Matthews line, I mean, it's a point shot, but they're on the ice. First 5-on-5 goal against, and the big boys on the ice for the shorthanded goal, and that's going to be the theme for the next 2 days.
And the narrative is going to get pumped up again. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on 680 News Radio. On the
Well, I don't really want to add fuel to the narrative, but I can tell you why they feel that way. 1-13 in games where they can put a team out of the playoffs. 1 win in 13 tries now. Terrible numbers. So that's why Leafs fans are painting the narrative of choke. And that's why the media is painting the narrative of choke. Because they know it can get into their heads. They have to beat this demon. Clearly it's not going to be tonight. Can they pull it out for Game 6? They're really going to have to change a lot. Is it time to bring back Robertson? Is it time to bring back Kampf? I know one thing's for certain. It's time to start playing some hockey because this was a boring game. I feel like even if the Leafs had found a way to win this one, it wouldn't have been pretty. They can't even get on the board. Well, let's see. We got a few minutes left. Let's see if they can get a puck behind the goalie. Go Leafs, go.
The Senators control the face-off and play it around the boards, cut off by Matthews. Matthews on the far side works it back with a wrist shot that was blocked. Banked out at center ice by Ottawa, forcing Marner back to retrieve the puck. Under 2 minutes to play in the third. Up ahead for Tavares. Shot in and around the boards to the near side. Cleared by Zoom, back of the net, out and down the ice again. Icing will be called against Ottawa, and it'll come back into the Ottawa zone. Leafs are going to make a change.
The Leafs managed to come back and tie it, send it to overtime in Game 4. Ottawa obviously more comfortable playing with the lead. Well, who is it? Especially in the playoffs.
Holmberg scrummed the draw. It comes back. Grabbed off by the Senators and pushed to center ice, but a pass was blocked. And it is Oliver Ekman-Larsson getting it ahead for Pontus Holmberg. Up on the right wing side and shot into the Ottawa zone. Minute 25 to go. Holmberg punching it around the boards. It's blocked there, and Bobby McMahon centers off a stick, and it comes all the way out at center ice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson back. Got it ahead. Brought on the left wing, and Pacioretty sends a long shoot in, and it is gloved by Ullmark. And that will bring about a face-off with 1:08 to go in the Ottawa zone. Coming in the circle to his right.
certainly hasn't been anything on Anthony Stoll. A screenshot on the first one, 2-0 on the shorthanded goal. Would there be any scenario would you see saying Joseph Hall goes in, or does that look like a panic move?
No, that's panic move. On the wing, Riley shot, that deflected wide. Marner on the right point, keeps it in with less than a minute to go in the third period. Centering pass blocked, cleared to the line, not out. Senators work it back in their own zone with Stutzla. He'll get it out at center. Kachuk alone with an empty net and shoots it into the goal. So a close game is going to get the blowout portion here with a couple of empty netters. 4-0 Ottawa lead. And why don't we do the 3 stars brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that's really big on care at desjardins.com/care today.
Well, it's a couple of points on empty net goals, but Brady Kachuk I will give. Star number 3, he'll end up with a goal and 3 points on the night. Star number 2, where are we going to go with Tim Stutzla with a goal and 3 points on the night. Star number 1, Linus Ullmark, 26 saves to this point. Looks like he's going to be good for the shutout, his second one of the season, going back to the regular season for Linus Ullmark. Against Toronto in this building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leafs will send it in. So an invitation to join us on Thursday night. The Leafs will tangle with the Ottawa Senators at the Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa in game number 6. Lawton having a word with Gaudette. Nothing more developing there. 28.3 seconds to go here in the period.
How important do you think the first goal is going to be on Thursday?
How important do you think the winning goal is going to be on Thursday?
Yarncrook taking the face-off to finish things off. The draw goes around
any
back
goal.
of the Ottawa goal. And they'll flip it to the line and knock it out and down into Leaf territory. And another icing with 18 seconds to go in the third period.
Just let it end already.
But it's funny how you go through the first 3 games and all the talk was about Linus Ullmark. He couldn't win in the playoffs and look at his numbers and how many he's lost in a row. Boy, 2 games can sure flip the script.
Oh, he's been very good the last couple of games, absolutely. Yep. Leafs win the face-off and a shot goes over top of the Ottawa goal. A dozen seconds left in the game. Played out at center and down, rolling towards the Leaf goal. Now we get, we're going to have a little more going here. Benoit is up against the boards here with, and down on the ice, Perron and Yarncrook are there. I'm not sure who the Ottawa player is.
Might be Clement, the defenseman. No, it's 33, not 43. So it's Vandapalo.
Yeah. And he is back up on his skates. And was that Lawton or Benoit?
Well, it was Benoit.
Oh, Lawton's back here, or further back. It was it Brendan Carlo? I think it was Brendan Carlo, not. Yeah, it was Carlo, number 25, down along the boards. Couldn't see a face, just kind of glimpsed at a tube that went down, but.
Well, I will suggest that the Leafs are going to have to play the best game of the series on Thursday, if there's any chance of any.
Captain Obvious.
It's not exactly playing to a sold-out crowd.
No, a lot of people trying to catch the trains, I think. So the face-off will be in the center ice area. 7.5 seconds to go in the third period. And they'll play 4-on-4 just to finish this game off. And the draw controlled by the Leafs. Senators play it back into their own end, and that will do it.
So the Leafs are forced into a 6th game in Ottawa on Thursday night. We'll have that action for you. We thank you for listening to us this evening. 680 News Radio will now return to news coverage for Leaf post-game coverage. You can continue streaming on sportsnet.ca, the Sportsnet app, and on the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Well. That's the game. And what a game it was not. Good on the Senators for taking advantage of a sleeping Leafs team who just could not find their legs, could not find any momentum or any kind of game to build around. Defensively, they kind of locked it down for the first 2 periods, but that shorthanded goal, back-to-back games with shorthanded goals, just daggers, killing your momentum. Well, no excuses. We're going to Game 6. The series tied at 3. The series 3-2. With the Sens looking to tie it up at 3. This was Blue Snap, Go Leafs Go Live remix. Don't get too down. We can still turn this back around and finish this off Thursday night in Ottawa. Tune in and help support your Leafs. Go Leafs go. Go Leafs go.